we're going to look at banking first. And before we get started with banking calculations, we're just going to look at a few important definitions and terminology. So I have made a little match the column table over here. So I'm just going to ask you guys to take a quick look at it and try and match as many words with the definitions. And I see here, I'll just need to include letters. So if opening balance, for example, is, let's look for opening balance's definition. I would say that this is the definition. Oh, sorry. For opening balance, the amount of money in the account at the beginning of the statement period. That is your opening balance. That is letter E. So you would put E in the block there. So you are welcome to take a screenshot, maybe at the end, once you've got all the answers in. For now, you can just work on matching the columns. Give you 2 minutes to do so. Nice. I can see some answers trickling in, but they're a little bit all over the place. That's fine. We will go through it now. If you can't read my letters, it does start from A at the top all the way to F. Probably should have used a different color. Okay, nice, nice, nice. Okay, so who can tell me the answer for number 2, debit order? What is the definition for debit order? Is it B, A, B, C, D? Honestly, 2. Anyone got 1? Any answers for question 2? Or the second? Debit order is, I see no one's answered that one. Are we afraid of that definition? 2, I can see 2C is an option. It's not C.
Ntando says it's E.
Well done. Okay, so debit order is, yeah, sorry guys, my alphabet was wrong there. Opening balance, that's probably what confused everything. Is F. I had missed a letter, sorry. So this one is out the way, the amount of money in the account at the beginning of the statement period. So that makes debit order E, which is this one over here, an arrangement between the account holder and a company where the holder gives the company permission to withdraw an agreed amount of money from his or her bank account on a monthly basis. So an example of this would be giving Vodacom or MTN permission to withdraw the amount for your contract every single month, or the gyms, Virgin Active or Planet Fitness, for example, they would need to give you a form that you fill in, giving them permission to take however much it is per month out of their bank account every single month. Okay, so that is a debit order to E. Good, good, good. Well done, Ntando and Nasipe. And then deposit is A, B, C, D, or G. 3 is good. D and Sako, good. D is the money paid into an account. Whether you're transferring money into account, is money coming in. You're putting money into an account, whether it's your own account or someone else's account. Closing balance is 4 is A, B, C, G is what we have left.
Example is simply on fire. Okay.
Fastest fingers today. 4 is G, the total amount of money in the account at the end of the statement period. G. Good. Then withdrawal. Withdrawal is A, B, C is what we have left. 5 is B. Good. Can see. Majority of us got that right. Withdrawal is money that is taken out of the bank account. Okay, so when it comes to banking, it's very important to know deposits and withdrawals, especially when it comes to transaction fees. Bank charges. What are bank charges? Our definition for that is C. Good. Looks like you're all waiting to give me that answer. C is the fees charged by a bank for various services. So all the things that the bank can charge you for, and that means an EFT must be A, the electronic transfer of money from one account into another account by means of computer-based systems. Awesome, guys. Well done. So I'm going to quickly erase the mess so you can take a nice screenshot so you have these definitions for later. Nice screenshot moment.
I need to learn how to type faster. I know.
You can ask some of our learners here. They've got that under wraps. Okay, so just quickly, we have done bank statements before. That was in our first ever topic with Watobe when we did financial documents. So that's where we dealt with opening balances, for example, closing balances. And then specifically for banking, we look at debit orders, deposits, withdrawals, and then bank charges and EFTs. Okay, so these are the stuff in green, so we're going to be focusing on today. So just quickly, before we get into some calculations, banking is about looking at the bank charges. What do banks charge you for? Now, banks can charge you for absolutely everything that you do. Just having an account with the bank, they'll charge you for that. Every time you take money out of your own account, they charge you for that. Put money into your account, you get charged. Transferring money to another account, you get charged. You name it. Everything that you do with your money at the bank, you get charged for. So this chapter is all about working out how those charges are calculated and how much you end up paying in banking fees. So if we have a look at the official definition for bank charges or transaction fees, it is the services that bank charge for, and they include deposits, withdrawals, debit orders, and monthly fees. Those are just a few of the things that a bank could charge you for. The table above, Lerato. I'm going to quickly go back to that. Okay, All sorted. Cool. Perfect. Okay. Then the second bullet point says banks charge different fee structures for the services they offer. So now some banks may be cheaper to certain people, other banks may be more expensive. It all depends on what you use your account for. If for whatever reason you need to withdraw lots of money or continuously withdraw out of the account throughout the month, you're obviously going to choose a bank that has cheaper charges when it comes to withdrawals. If you don't really physically take money out of the account, you just transfer it throughout the month, another bank might be cheaper for you. Okay, but every bank has a different fee structure. So we're going to have a quick look at an example of what a fee structure looks like for ABC Bank. So as you can see, we've got our monthly fees. We've got a monthly maintenance fee of 25 Rand, self-service banking subscription fee of 15 Rand. So every bank is going to have a different monthly fee. Some will be more expensive, some are more or cheaper. Then we've got information about deposits. Okay, that's the second thing that you could get charged for at a bank. We have something called cash over the counter. Over the counter means that you're physically walking into the bank and you're going to talk to someone at the counter at the bank. Okay, and then cash is also known as the ATM. That's when you just go to any ATM and you deposit money into it. Then cash withdrawals, again, over the counter. That is when you go physically to the bank, okay? And they give you a breakdown of what it entails. So it's 10 Rand plus 2.50 Rand for every 100 Rand withdrawn or part thereof. So let's say, for example, you are withdrawing 500 Rand. So you have gone to your bank, the physical bank. You've asked someone to please take 500 Rand out of your account. They are going to charge you. The cost for you to do that is going to start off with 10 Rand plus it is 2.50 Rand for every 100 Rand. So I'm going to take this 500, divide by 100 to see how many hundreds there are. There are 5 100s in there. So it's 2.50 Rand for every 100. So you say 2.50 Rand times by 5. And that's how you would work out the cost to just take out 500 Rand from your bank account. That gives you an amount of 22.50 Rand. Just to take 500 Rand out of your account, the bank is going to charge you 22.50 Rand. Okay, so that's just an example of how you would work out that bank charge. Then you've got cash withdrawals at the actual bank's ATM, it's 5 Rand. If you go to another bank, so let's say you go to FNB or Nedbank, it's going to be 7 Rand instead of the 5 Rand. Okay, just an example. Then you can also be charged for other account payments. So all your EFTs, stop orders, debit orders, everything is listed under there. And then balance inquiries. So if you want to ask how much money is still in your account, if you go to the counter, they charge you, you get the first one free. And then after that, they charge you 10 Rand just to ask what's in your accounts. But luckily these days, everything is on an app. So you are able to check that without having to go into the bank. And yeah, so this is just an example, but it's all the fees in one. Sometimes it's not as overwhelming. So we'll see later on another way that they can show you bank charges. Is everyone happy with how this is set up? Are you ready to try some questions, or do you have any questions for me? Thumbs up in the chat, or let me know if you have a question. Ben raised a hand. Yes, Ben.
Let's quickly unmute you. There should be a pop-up on your screen that, there we go.
Why are you dividing by 500
Rand? The 500 by 100. Okay, so because this part of the bank charges is 2.50 Rand for every 100 Rand withdrawn, but you're withdrawing 500 Rand. So you basically have 5 100s coming out. So it's 2 Rand 50, 2 Rand 55 times.
Oh, okay, thank you.
Yeah. So because it says for every 100 Rand, I basically divided by 100 to see how many hundreds form part of that, to see how many 2 Rand 50s we're going to get charged. Okay, that's a very good question. We're going to be practicing quite a few of those because we also need to get into the details of or part thereof, which is also quite confusing, but we'll look at that now. Okay, so I don't see any other questions. So let's try question together. So worked example. Look at the above bank fee table and calculate the charge for the below transaction. Question 1 says, how much would it cost to deposit 1,500 Rand over the counter? So the first thing, we need to look under deposits. So we're looking at the deposit section, which is over here. Then we look at what kind of deposit. In the question, it says over the counter. So we go back and we look specifically at cash over the counter, which is this part over here. So that's basically instructing us, or telling us how they work out the charge. So everything is here for us. They say it's 7 Rand 50 plus 2% of the deposit amount. So if we're going to work out this charge or costs, the bank is going to charge you R7.50, because that's what it says in that table, plus they charge you 2% of the amount. 2% of means times, and the amount that we are depositing is 1,500 Rand. So all I've done is just follow the instructions from the table. So it's 7 Rand 50 plus 2% of the deposit amount. They are depositing 1,500 Rand. And then all you do is go and work it out. It is 7 Rand 50 plus 2% of 1,500, which gives you 30 Rand. So in total, the bank is going to charge 37 Rand 50 cents to put that money into your account at the bank. So that's the nice thing about banking, is everything is in the table for you. You just need to read it and understand what they are saying when it comes to the charges. Okay, let's try another one together quickly. Question 2 says, determine the cost of withdrawing 480 Rand over the counter. Okay, so the first thing we take note of is that it's a withdrawal. So we go to our table and we look at withdrawals. Now, obviously, there are various ways you can withdraw the money. So specifically, they said over the counter. So that means you're going to the bank. So over the counter is over here. And that means it is the 10 Rand plus 2 Rand 50 for every 100 Rand withdrawn or part thereof. Okay, so all we need to do now is basically follow the instructions over here. So the bank is going to charge 10 Rand first, plus it is 2 Rand 50 for every 100 Rand withdrawn or part thereof. So they are withdrawing, I'm going to do it over here, 480 Rand. We need to see how many hundreds there are in 480. So I'm going to divide by 100. So that means there are 4,8 hundredths. Okay, but now specifically because they said these 3 keywords over here, or part thereof. That means, can you see we don't have a whole number over here? It's 4,8. This 0,8 forms part of another 100. It's part of another 100. So technically, because they said or part thereof, we have to round it up to 5. Okay, so I'm just going to repeat that again quickly. It's 10 Rand. So we've got the 10 Rand in our calculation. Plus 2 Rand 50 for every 100 Rand withdrawn. So they are drawing 480 Rand out. So for every 100 Rand, it's 2 Rand 50. So that's why I divide by 100 over here. So 480 divided by 100. It gives me 4,8. But because they say or part thereof, part of another 100, that 0,8 or this 80 Rand forms part of another 100 Rand. So we've got our first 100, then our second 100, which makes it 200, our third 100, our fourth 100. But the next 100 isn't complete because there's an 80 Rand left over, but that 80 forms part of the next 100. That's why we make it 5. So it becomes 2 Rand 50 times by 5. Now it is quite a weird concept. Yes, exactly. Up here where you treat 480 as 500 because that 80 Rand forms part of the next one. Good. Okay, and then we just go and work it out because that's all that they mentioned. So to withdraw that 480 Rand out of the account, it's going to cost you 22 Rand 50. Any questions? Or does it seem like it's going okay? Do we all understand the part thereof and how to work out for every 100 Rand? Nice, Fatso. Good. Nice. Bonga. Okay. If you still have a question, you can ask in the chat. But let's see how you guys handle it by yourselves. So I've just split this table in half so it's easier to see it all in one page. So this is our first little exercise. Nice, Shahima. Just remember, I know the calculator is going to give you 0.5, but you must add a 0 after the 5 because you need to have 2 decimal places when it comes to money. Okay, yeah, no, it is Larato. So we are gonna practice some more. So there is more coming just like that. So let's see how it goes. Yes. But they generally will say part thereof. So, but if they don't, then you just leave it as is. Okay, so let's try question 1 and 2 quickly for me. So we're looking at the same bank charges for ABC Bank. I'm going to give you guys a couple of minutes to try question 1 and 2 for me. Nice, Shima, good. Nice, guys. Okay, seeing some answers trickle in.
With calculations.
I know, I'm so impressed. It's a lot easier to show these calculations than a tree diagram, though.
Yeah, no, definitely.
You want to do. Nice. 20 Rand for number 1. Okay. So don't forget, if a question like this was for 2 marks, you need to show 1 step of working out and your answer. If it's just for 1 mark, then answer only is perfect. Okay, so all you have to do is to work out the cost or the charge is take the 4 cash withdrawals. Cash withdrawals are over here in the table. It's 5 Rand for every withdrawal. There are 4. So it is 20 Rand. Good. And I see most of you have got that. So that's a nice, easy one. Question 2. Let's see some answers there. Nice, Kani. Okay, good. Nice. Okay, so the cost for the monthly fees is the 25 Rand plus the 15 Rand, which gives you a total of 40 Rand. So 40 Rand just to have an account with ABC Bank. Every single month you need to pay 40 Rand. Okay, sometimes they might just give you one amount. Sometimes it might be broken down into 2 things like this. So it can be given in various ways. Good, nice. I'm so glad that you guys picked up that you had to add those 2 together. Nice, okay. So let's try the next one. Determine the cost of making a cash deposit of 700 Rand over the counter. Okay, so cash deposit over the counter. Nice, you guys are getting this. Good, good. Wow, you guys are really picking up on it quite quickly. Okay, so when given a lot of information, I generally like to highlight. So I know that we're looking at a deposit. So we're looking at the deposits part of our table, and it's specifically over the counter. So I'm going to look at over the counter part, which is the 7 Rand 50 plus 2% of the deposit amount. Okay, so that ends up being 7 Rand 50 plus 2%. Okay, again, depending on the mark allocation, if this is for 3 marks, you'll show 2 steps for 2 method marks and then answer mark. Nice. Okay, cool. Everyone got that right. Well done. Okay, let's have a look at the next one. Calculate the cost of making a cash withdrawal of 900 Rand over the counter. Cash withdrawal of 900 Rand over the counter. Nice, Ben. Yeah, Shima, good. Okay, good. Looks like we're picking up on how to determine how many hundreds there are. Great stuff, guys. Well done. Okay, so we are looking at this section over here. Okay, so it's 10 Rand plus 2 Rand 50 for every 100 Rand. You're withdrawing 900 Rand. So 900 divided by 100. So there are 9 hundredths. So we say 2 Rand 50 times by 9. And just remember that the calculator sometimes is going to end by saying comma 5, but we need to add the 0 after the 5 because we always have to have 2 decimal places when it comes to money. So if you just leave it as 32,5, you won't get your answer mark. So it's very important to add that 0. Good. Okay, looks like you guys are really getting this. Let's have a look at question 5. I'm going to quickly make space here. I'm going to ask you guys to do question 5 and 6 for me. Okay, so 5 and 6 are both cash withdrawals. Shahima, you forgot about the part of the calculation. Sako, you need to round up. Nice. Don't worry, Shima. Make those mistakes now. So in the test, it's out the way and you know what to do. Nice, Kani. Nice, Larato. Piwe, good. Very nice. Stanley, nice. Ben, good. Okay, so first one, I think it still tricked some of us. We are looking at the same bank charge as the previous question. However, we're looking at 520 Rand. So it is 250 for every 100 Rand or part thereof. So it is the 520. We divide by 100, which means it's 5,200s in there. And this comma 2 or the 20 rand, however you want to look at it, is part of the next 100. So you've been charged for that next 100. Even if it was 501 rand, that 1 rand forms part of that next 100. So you'll be charged for that 100. Okay, so if you really keeping track of your bank charges, you might as well withdraw 600 rand. Okay, so that's going to be rounded up to 6. So anything over 500 basically makes it 6 100s. Okay, so your working out would be the 10 rand plus 2.50 times by 6, which gives you a final answer of 25 rand, which most of you did get. Well done. And then I did see some answers for question 6. Question 6 says, determine the cost of making 5 cash withdrawals at another bank's ATM. Cash withdrawal at another bank's ATM is over here. Okay, and it's 5 times 7, pretty much. It's 7 rand, 5 withdrawals, which gives you 35 rand. Good, well done. Nice. Okay. Looks like you guys have really got the hang of this. We are going to use another part of the table to answer some questions. So this is the second half of the ABC Bank fee structure. We're looking specifically at account payments and balance inquiries. I'm going to ask you guys to quickly try 7 and 8 for me. But I have no doubt that you guys are going to ace these 2 questions. Hey, if you have an answer for question 7, let me see it. Nice, Anela, good. See, looked like a little bit of a trick question. So if we have a look at question 7, determine the, you see Claire, raised a hand, yes.
No problem, Neo.
Is he Claire unmuted?
I see the hand just went down.
Oh. Okay, so no question. All right, so determine the cost of making 3 balance inquiries at the ABC Bank ATM. So balance inquiries at ABC Bank ATM. It is this section over here. So it says the first free per month, then R1. So the first time you make a balance inquiry, it is free. So out of the 3 inquiries you're going to make, 1 is free. So you're only left with 2 balance inquiries, and they are charged at R1 each. So it is going to cost R2. Okay. So just watch out for that. If you said R3, and then determine the cost of making 5 electronic account payments. Electronic account payments is this one over here, which is free. So it doesn't matter how many you make, it is going to be free. Nice. Okay, cool. So it looks like you guys handled reading the table really well, and that's normally quite the overwhelming one because everything is all in one place. Okay, so when you are, if you do get a question like this, always just take the time to maybe go and highlight what they have mentioned and make sure you're reading the correct line, because sometimes when you're looking at a whole table, you can get confused. Okay,